Yo guys, welcome to my first impressions of Heist League. In this video I'm going to be going over the stuff that I really liked about the league, but it was kind of a buggy mess at the start, so I'm going to be pointing out some of those and giving some constructive criticism to GGG to hopefully prevent this happening in the future. For the first part of the video, I want to talk about the skill bugs and the visual bugs from old league mechanics. So to begin with, we're going to start off with Abyss. So earlier when this league came out, whenever you stepped on Abyss, it would just go around everywhere and then get to like its first stage, and then it will start spewing out monsters everywhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, alright, we're gonna need to move now, but you keep spewing out monsters and then more and more and more come out, and then the Abyss closes up. For that being a challenge, it was kind of a bad bug because people can complete all their challenges if that's what they wanted. The next thing is some of the visual bugs from the old skills. For instance, cremation. How I believe the bug was working is if you had GMP or whatever, and say if it shot out 8 projectiles over the duration of cremation, it would shoot them all 8 out at the same time every time it spewed, even though they weren't doing damage. It cluttered up your screen so much when you had 3 of them going, you couldn't see anything. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. The next thing I want to talk about is how often the game crashes. Seriously, another crash? This is getting really annoying, piece of I'll be back as soon as I can. Alright, let's see if I can get this going again. Oh, looks like we're back. The crashes in this league were insane for me. It was the worst league I've ever seen for it. Like, I would go from my hideout waypoint to Act 1 waypoint and my game would crash. I would log back in, take the waypoint back to my hideout, the game would crash. I'd finally get into my hideout and get into a map. My game would crash twice a map. I couldn't even do the heist mechanic because by the time I looted the thing at the end, my game would crash and then I would lose the heist. It was very, very irritating. Fortunately, most of that's been fixed now, but on opening weekend, it was just crazy for me, especially on the Sunday. I could barely even play the game when it was like my one day that I wanted to sit down and just play all day. The last bug I want to talk about, I don't know if some of it's like a bug and some of it's maybe just something that they implemented, but is with the league mechanic itself. There's kind of like 2 parts to this. So the first part I want to talk about is the mercenaries or whatever they are that you take with you. Some of them are ranged, and when you click the button to open the door, it should override anything that they're doing and they should go straight to the door. Problem is the ranged ones can cast stuff at 2 or 3 screens away, and they'll just sit there and cast and cast and cast while the lockdown's happening, and then you're running out of time because they won't open the door. They're too busy casting. They need to make it so when you click the button on the door, they automatically stop what they're doing and run to the door. Now going to the door thing, after they open the door, there's been some bugs where they won't run through the door. It's like there's something there that's preventing them. So you run all the way through the heist, get to the next door that needs to be unlocked, but your mercenary guy is sitting at the door he just unlocked. You have to run all the way back to that door, past the door, get him to chase to go in whatever way the door is, and then you can run back through the door again. So you're like going back and forth, back and forth. It's just really clunky and doesn't like feel good. Here's an example that I made up of my reason why I think this happened. Hey, we need to blow this door. I got this. Stand back. Everyone, get back. I'm terrified of spiders. It's just a bug. Squish it. I'm terrified of spiders. I can't go by. Alright, I guess I'll take care of it. Is that better, Buttercup?
Yes, let's proceed to the next door.
Now, I know I've been pretty hard on the game with the bugs and stuff, but this league's actually really fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. I love how it resonates so well with the core game where it's just, you just map or whatever. It's like, oh, here's a contract, here's some coins, here's a blueprint once in a while. Just collect up a whole bunch and then just go to the whatever hideout they have, or I can't remember what it's called, and just run a whole bunch and then get some maps out of there, go back to the mapping, run a bunch of contracts again, just go back and forth, back and forth. One thing I enjoy with it being a lab runner is this is the first league, I think, since labs come out, where the league mechanic is integrated into the lab as well. So as I'm running lab, it's like, oh, here's a contract, here's some coins and stuff, so I can build up my contract pool and then go and run some contracts and enjoy the league mechanic while I'm doing lab as well. I haven't been in Delve yet, but I'm assuming it works in there as well. When it comes to unlocking blueprints and stuff, I really enjoy that. It's pretty fun. It took me a little bit to understand it, but pretty much you can spend coins at the one NPC, I'll show you in the clip in a second, to upgrade different pieces of your blueprint and then maybe open up extra rooms or escape routes and stuff, and then open up different wings. And one thing I like about it is each wing has like its own alert level. So you go into the one wing, do what you got to do in there, pick your 5 items or whatever, so you can pick whatever one you want. And I've gotten a really nice weapon out of there too. And then you click on it, and they have cool implicits like always has a white socket or -1 prefix, -1 suffix, but I'm assuming that you can get better rolls and stuff with that. I don't know if that's really a good example or not, but that's the first thing that came to mind. So you pick your weapon, and then you get out of there, and then once you get to your little hub thing, I believe they fixed the bug now where you can go back to town and stash your stuff. Then you can go back to the portal again and do another wing. So it's almost like doing 4 or 5 contracts in one thing, but you have to invest all your coins into it. I really enjoy that. I think it's a lot of fun. So for the blueprint stuff, I really enjoy like the different customization you can do with it and like the end room rewards. So you can go to the end and pick between like 5 things. So the cool thing I like about the doing this is like, all right, I have some wings I can reveal. So this one has 3 wings, which costs quite a bit, like 4,000 coins each.
More like this.
And I can only reveal like a few of them, so I can show you some of the stuff here. So then you can pick a room that you can, if you want extra items. So this one has uniques, essences. I don't like either one of those, so I don't even bother. And the fact that you can do alternate escape routes, but I usually don't get those because I like to get more EXP. So for up here, I would do like breach. So it's not too bad. The weapons are okay. And then I can do extra wings on the side as well. And what that will do is like when you first enter the room, it'll allow you to go through 3 different doors instead of the normal 1 that you would do for your contract. Hopefully that makes sense. So I think that's pretty cool. When it comes to running the contracts and stuff itself, I think it's cool that you can loot chests along the way, but it slowly fills up the alert thing. But the chests actually have pretty good loot in them. I was finding upgrades as I was leveling my character like constantly in them. I believe GGG is trying their like have the items roll 10 times and then the best outcome is the item, which I think is cool. I hope they implement that soon. I know they're talking about it with PoE too. But being able to loot those chests, I think it's funny that those chests are better than lab chests. It's weird, but kind of cool. But there's also like these big rooms that have like currency or like league mechanic items and stuff that you have to unlock the door, but those chests like have way better rewards, but they raise your alert level so much. So it's like, oh, do I want currency or do I want like the armor ones for 6 links or like jewelry ones for maybe double corrupt jewelry or something? I think that's really cool, is you can't just, you know, go in and loot everything. Maybe after you gear up your guys, you'll be able to do it, but at this stage of the game, I can't anyway. So that's really fun as well. One thing I like too is when you trigger the lockdown, like taking the artifact at the end, like the crazy like adrenaline rush. It's like, oh my god, I gotta get out. And you think, well, all the doors are open, I could just like bust out of there. However, they relock some of the doors again. They're really good with a hammer and a board, I guess. So you have to have your guy like open up all the doors while defending him, because every time he gets hit, his bar resets. So you have to like defend him, and then at the other side of each door, there's all these monsters waiting for you. So it's like you gotta go through like a huge like horde of monsters. One thing I hope they change is the fact that all the ranged ones will like attack at the exact same time. So you kind of gotta like run back and forth across the door until they all fire at least once, and then you can kind of go in. Another thing I love about the mechanic as well is you can invest into your mercenaries. So for instance, like they can each have 3 slots of gear. So I'm assuming that you can get some really nice gear where it's like they can just burn through there, like opening up their stuff like instantly, or like having it so like they get 100% chance to get double the rewards from the chest or something. So being able to invest into your mercenaries kind of help you make more money. You got to have the initial money first, or currency, but when you get double the rewards, you'll probably start making a lot more currency at that point. I haven't experimented with that yet, but I'm sure I will by the end of the league. I'm not sure if the mercenaries are account bound or just character bound. I'm assuming it's account. It would make sense to me, but we'll have to see. And then the fact that you can level up your skills for your mercenaries as well. It's just some of them can do multiple things, and then with their little perks that they have, like sometimes it's good to have them in there for that. Like the one guy like triggers like 30% less alarm rate for opening chests, but there's a guy that gives more alarm rate but has a chance to get double the items in the chest as well. And then there's ones that make it so the lockdown timer is like double the length. It's really cool. Like you can really customize your guys going into the mercenary thing, into the heist, I mean. All in all, I think this league has like really good potential. I'm excited to see where they're going to go with it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.